Hello everybody and welcome back to Shadow Empire. We are playing as the Salic Federation. We are preparing for our final conflict. Well, I guess not final conflict. Our conflict with our friends or frenemies. We're gonna be going to war with Burnmark very soon. The thing is, they actually have like metal mines and stuff. They've got a lot higher tech level, I'm pretty sure. Solar panels, they've had solar panels for a while. Biofuel. See, they have biofuel, which means they don't have as much fuel production as we do, which is good. Damn, they've got a lot of solar panels. Agri-domes, purification centers. Yeah. They got a lot. But yeah, our objective will be to kind of crack their border, push in as far as we can, and form a defensive line for their counterattack to hit us. They've got fairly substantial forces, but so do we. Our recent acquisition of 2 city-states has given us a lot of forces to work with. Incident with a hard sentence. Reverse the decision of the leader. I'll do that. Motion that the city Ostrich be conquered. Osterbrook. Which one is Osterbrook? Is that this one over here? City of Osterbrook, 2045. Is that over here? It's got to be 20, so is that all the way down here? It is over there. Yeah, no, that's a no-go. Refuse motion there. Applied science is fine. Okay, economic research. So let's see. What do we want to pick up? I think we pick up heavy industry, because we've already got that researched quite a bit. And let's pick up a armored army. Abductions in Liberty. Yes, chase the slavers. Got a shot at it. Success. Okay. Continue influencing the trade faction. And then we... What are we going to do? See, you're cut off. It's a minor regime there. Okay. Is this also a minor regime? Yeah, it's a minor regime. Okay. You can come around, try and get out through here. Okay. Let's get this regiment over here. Try and separate out another unit. Let's get the armor out of there. Do a group move just to make things a bit easier on us. Should do that in a different order, because if we land on the same one, then we've used up all the movement for one of them, and that kind of defeats the purpose of moving as a group. And they'll move next turn. Okay, this guy moves there. Okay, now we've got forces almost in position. Oh, it's these guys. Okay. We just deal with all them here. We should be able to knock them out. Alright, there goes one. Gotta let these guys split up to actually knock them out, because it's we got those big lizard dogs that are just annoying as hell to deal with. Okay, so we got that. Down here, we've got a whole bunch of forces. Those all move up, take up position here. Where do I got that? Is it Torona that I'm building that mineralization plant? Yeah, 4 turns. They didn't get any metal that turn. Let's build a metal mine here. Get us 250 more metal a turn. Okay. We finally replenished our tanks. Almost. $30 more. One more. There we go. Now we can get our tanks up to full strength. That'll be good. Okay. And I think we can also buy up some metal. Plenty of credits in reserve. Alright, and can we sell some of our rare earth? We can. That gets a shitload of that. Alright. Let's go to the next turn. What was I talking about last episode? I was talking about the rover, the Perseverance rover, Percy. Yeah, not a lot else to really talk about. One thing that was interesting, like, I think when it's an 11-minute time, it's an 11-minute transmission time to Earth from Mars. My question is, because I actually don't know this, is that a round trip transmission time? Like, is that the ping? Is that 11 minutes? So like it takes, you know, half that time to get it to Earth and then half that time for the reply to be heard on Mars? Or is that 11 minutes one way? Because once you start getting into light seconds and light minutes, I can't do it in my head. I actually don't know how many light minutes are between Earth and Mars in their current orbits, or even if they have it. Like I don't remember. I don't remember it. I'm probably being stupid, and it's nowhere near 11, because that sounds like a lot. 11 light minutes is a lot. So it's got to be the ping, right? That's what I would think. I'm gonna look it up. How many light minutes away is is Mars from Earth? Closest possible is 3.3 minutes. Furthest is 22. Okay, so yeah. So that's probably... So it is probably just a one-way 11-minute transmit time, I would assume, right now, because they would have released the... Because the Homean transfer... Doesn't the Homean transfer mean you launch when they're as close as possible in their orbits, or just slightly... Like, they're pretty close in the orbit, and then you kind of go out and catch up, or is that... it's like I know it, but I can't visualize it in my head right now, so I don't know. But that's okay. So they got to be not in great. So they're not as far as they could be, but they're not like probably no. So yeah, that probably is 11 minutes, just straight 11-minute transmit time for Percy to get here. So that's probably it. So that's a 22-minute round trip transit time for Data. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Unless I was misreading that, and that's listing that as a round trip time. So 22 minutes is a round trip time, and we're at the worst possible time. And I don't know. I honestly don't know. I have to look that up. I have to get a visualization of like the orbits to kind of figure out that. Certainly got warm in this room all of a sudden. I don't know what that's about. It's been colder than hell the last couple of days, so I guess I guess I'm just not used to it being moderately warm. So what is it right now in here? It's 77 degrees. It's a little warm. It's 2 degrees warmer than my ideal, which is about 75 degrees Fahrenheit, obviously. See, the problem is that converting, like willingly trying to convert yourself to using metric if you've been raised with imperial it's very like your brain just doesn't work like that. So it's very hard to correct yourself or to have intrinsic knowledge, like an intrinsic idea of what said temperature is, like in actual terms. Like I know intrinsically what 50 degrees feels like because I associate that temperature with that number in my head. But to reprogram yourself to figuring out what 50 degrees Fahrenheit feels like to Celsius is very difficult if you're not used to it. Like I know there's people that, not as much anymore. But I mean, at least not for temperature. I know in the UK there's a lot of intermixing of various different weights and distance measurements. But temperature is pretty uniform, so it's very difficult. Like it's the same thing with distance. Like I know what a foot is. Like basically, like I can guesstimate a foot. I can't guesstimate a meter. It's just not like I'm not built like that, like in my brain. So it's kind of it's difficult. I'm not making excuses. It just is. Like I don't know. Really gotta. It takes time, dedication. You always need like a little cheat sheet to kind of work that out. It doesn't help that like you can just Google it all the time, so you don't really have to know it off the top of your head as much anymore. Okay. Need to connect up Torona with this city down here soon. Get a complete rail network across the whole of our country. Okay, no kills, no losses. Revolution's still going. Okay. Let's check our decisions. Notice that number of hexes which we have recon reaches. Sure. Spies continue to with the trade faction. Isolationists are good. I'm gonna go with that. Means they're not gonna attack us. It's helping fight Syndic cells. Explains that there are Syndic terrorists originating from their lands active in our cities. They request our cooperation exterminating these cells. Gladly help. Yeah, gladly help. Okay. All right. There we go. Making progress here. And the tanks. Real easy to get in position. Gonna have these guys come over here to help isolate these guys. Knock them out. Secure our border. All right, so we got that. Okay, you can't go in there for some reason. Let's construct roads, sealed roads, down that way. Sealed roads down that way. I'm gonna just check. So let's do some rail. Get most of the way down there. Connect up you. Then I think all our cities are connected. That'll really help us out. Okay, 2 regiments and a brigade are there now. That'll help. Trona, how's your production going? Okay, that's going. Good, good. Now rail lines being upgraded. Good. Okay, they're still operating as a pair. Alright, let's knock out these marauders. Okay. Done. Okay, that's good. Down here, I don't think we've got a shot yet, no. And this is still just non-aligned territory, so we've got to just knock it out. What are these guys? Nomads. Okay, must be a pain in the ass on their northern border. This is another minor regime. This is a major. Okay. Be really great to get some armored units, like straight, just full armor, but we need more metal. Got plenty of people to fill in the ranks, but we just need more metal, so that needs to be upgraded. Once we get it, and then this one, soil demineralization, might be something we've got to pick up. Solar might be good. Doesn't require metal, just rare metals, which we're getting quite a bit of. Let's do that. Let's get us some solar panels down here. Okay. Well, let's go to the next turn, because there's not a lot else for us to really do right now. Except maybe... No, yeah, let's go to the next turn. I keep wondering where I'm getting those atomics from, but I figured are those radioactives from. But I think I remember now. It's we get one from the soil demineralization facility. So, yeah. Okay. Probably going to pull these guys back and just form a line here. Let that guy be sacrificed. The rest of these guys will explore maybe a bit more and then fall back. Then take a position along this border. We might go to war with these guys and take as much land as possible. Things to talk about. Don't really know. Such an eclectic collection of information and topics and things that I keep up to tabs on. I'm not sure what I've talked about before and what I haven't. Or what would be interesting to talk about. There's just a lot of random things that I find interesting. But I haven't talked about or that I don't think would be interesting for you guys to listen to. Like what was that big thing that happened recently in the computer market? Two big things that I think are one of them's kind of hilarious, just how incompetent a company is. Actually, no, they're both hilarious in the incompetency, but one of them's physically dangerous. If you haven't been keeping up to date on it, there's it also sucks because I like these guys a couple of years back because I have their case. A company called NCXT, which is this computer case manufacturer. They just make cases. They had to issue a full recall for one of their cases because it could physically just catch on fire. It was so poorly designed that there was a chance it would just combust. And it isn't because of thermals, which is like the first thought, because NZXT is like notorious for having like horrible thermals on their like modern cases. But it was because they so poorly designed a PCIe, a PCI Express riser, that it wasn't like the screw holes weren't shielded. So the screws, which were metal that they came with originally, could actually basically they could create a short that could cause a fire. And then they figured, then instead of issuing a recall, and this is me kind of I've tangentially been kind of keeping tabs on this, so not everything I say, don't take it as gospel, but it's but then they issued Teflon screws. But the thing is, Teflon screws are very delicate, so there's a high chance that they would break, which means somebody would maybe not necessarily understand why they had Teflon screws there, because they didn't issue hey, this could catch on fire. There wasn't a notice that came with new cases, so people could just use new screws because it's a standard screw size, then thus causing a fire again. And then basically people had to go to consumer advocacy groups to get them to issue a full refund, or not refund, a recall, where they're going to put in new risers, and hopefully a refund for people that just want to get rid of that case. But yeah, it's they didn't want to admit fault for so long, and it took a couple of YouTubers, our YouTube group, I think it was a Gamers Nexus, making a couple of videos on it, just saying yeah, this will catch on fire. This is dangerous. And that's where I heard about it from. And yeah, they've issued a recall. I guess they've willingly, or maybe they've been forced to. I don't know, but full recall for the case, which really sucks because I have their I think it's their S340, which is before. It's basically their design before they started having tempered glass. So I had the one before the tempered glass became a thing. So I think mine's not as bad as some of their modern cases, but a lot of their modern cases are just really bad when it comes to thermals, and I think that one was also notorious, very poorly designed in thermals and a lot of other issues, obviously. So it was just this interesting thing. And then the other thing that happened, maybe not this week, but maybe last week, I'm not sure, but it was just this. I can't understand how incompetent you have to be at what you do. Is NVIDIA is now starting to produce new stock of older low-end graphics cards, because they don't have enough to make a 3060, low-end 3060, 30 or 3050 Ti's, etc. So they're going back to I think they're restarting production of 2060s Supers and 1050 Ti's. How are you that bad? We lost 300 infantry, but we killed more, so that's good. Okay. All right. Okay, rocket organs finished. We got the missile launcher, cool. Payload optimization to decrease the weight of our missiles and increase payload. All right, cool. To machinery, got it. Okay. Let's see, Economic Council, you're fine. Design Council, can we do a missile? Can we just get missiles? So, light conventional missile, medium conventional missile, we do heavy. Let's do a heavy conventional missile, because it could be converted into a nuke, and that's, 5mm steel plate, and a double diesel. I think it's just going to be a big honkin' launcher. Battle Dojo discovered in Gallia. So let's leave it, get 200 extra recruits per round. Help Corporation out. Foresees war. The buzz in Hessa is that we are preparing for war with them. I'm not sure if their fears are justified, but it might not be. But it might. not be too late to convince them otherwise. I'd like to make a public statement of enmity towards them. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't want to go to war with them. Did not impress them. Okay. Trade faction. Which one is that again? Is that these guys down? It's not these guys. No, it's not those guys. I think it's these guys. Yeah, it's these guys. Okay. Stratagem. Let's send them a gift. They're hostile towards us. Difficulty... I think we might have it. Failure. Covert ops. Let's send in some of our forces here. Okay. That'll help, hopefully. Alright, let's pull back from our current push south here to reinforce the line. Alright, we got some metal, so let's get the rail finished. Okay. Got that done. That's a strong force right there. That's a strong force to push in here. Okay. Let's get the group move. Actually, no, we're going to finish it now because I just realized our time's up here. God, the timing's just not working out for these episodes. Okay, well, we'll have to continue this next time. So, thank you for joining me for this episode. If you'd like to, please leave a comment down below. Hit the like button. If you want to support the channel, hit the subscribe button down below, as well as take a look at the description down below, where I have links to my Discord and my Patreon page. I'll see all of you in the next episode. Bye.